Have you ever stood in a room full of people and felt completely invisible? Have you ever looked around and wondered, why does everyone else seem to have friends, but I'm always alone? There's this one question that haunts millions of us every single day. Is there something wrong with me? You see others laughing together in groups. You watch friends meet up, hug and truly belong, and you walk home alone. You eat alone. You exist, but you don't feel like you belong. The worst part is the whispers. People say you're strange, cold, or antisocial. But what if I told you that having no friends doesn't mean you're broken? It just means your mind works differently, deeper, rarer. Today, I want to share a story with you about a man who felt exactly the same way. A man who thought he was broken until he discovered the truth. If you've ever felt alone in this world, this story is for you. Stay with me. Once upon a time, in a peaceful village surrounded by rolling hills and quiet rivers, there lived a man named Benjamin. Benjamin wasn't loud, he wasn't popular, and he didn't have a big circle of friends. Every evening, the villagers would gather in the square, laughing, talking, sharing stories. But Benjamin would walk past them, head down, and head back to his small cottage on the edge of the village. People whispered about him. He's so strange, they'd say. Always alone. Never smiles. Something must be wrong with him. Benjamin heard those whispers, and deep down, he started to believe them. Every night he'd sit by his window and ask himself, why am I like this? Why can't I be like everyone else? Why do I have no friends? His heart felt heavy, not just sad, but truly broken. One day, a group of villagers invited him to join them. Come on, Benjamin, they called. Sit with us. Be part of the group. He hesitated, but he thought, maybe this is my chance. Maybe I can finally belong. So he sat down. They smiled at him. They laughed. They talked. But as he listened, something felt off. They'd smile to each other's faces, and the moment someone stepped away, they'd whisper cruel things behind their back. They pretended to care, but their words felt empty, shallow, fake. Benjamin's chest tightened. He felt suffocated. Quietly, he stood up and walked away. One of them called after him, "See, that's why he has no friends. He thinks he's better than us." But Benjamin wasn't trying to be better. He was just trying to breathe. That night, something clicked. He realized, I'd rather be alone than surrounded by fake people. A few days later, the village held a big celebration. Everyone was there. Benjamin decided to try again. He joined the conversations. Beautiful weather today, isn't it? Someone said. Yes, very nice, Benjamin replied. Did you hear about the baker's new bread? Another asked. No, I didn't, he answered. The chatter went on. Light, surface, level, meaningless. Benjamin tried to smile, tried to engage, but inside he felt completely drained. It wasn't the people themselves. It was the emptiness of the words. He wanted to talk about life, dreams, the things that really matter. But no one seemed interested in death. They just wanted distraction. After an hour, Benjamin left early. He walked home in silence, and for the first time, he didn't feel guilty about it. He whispered to himself, I don't need 100 shallow conversations. I need one real connection. Weeks went by. Benjamin kept living his quiet life, but something strange started to happen. After spending even a little time with people, he felt completely exhausted. He thought, there must be something wrong with me. Why do I get so tired? Why can't I be like them? One evening, an old traveler passed through the village. He noticed Benjamin sitting alone by the river, sat down beside him, and said, You're not like the others, are you? Benjamin looked down. No, and I wish I was. The traveler smiled gently. Why would you want to be like everyone else? Your mind works differently. Your mind works differently. You feel things more deeply. You think more deeply. And that takes energy. Benjamin looked at him, confused. The traveler went on. Some people gain energy from crowds, but people like you lose it. Not because you're weak, but because you process everything on a deeper level. For the first time in his life, Benjamin felt truly understood. As the months passed, he stopped forcing himself to fit in. He spent his days tending his garden, reading books, walking through the forest, and he discovered something beautiful. He didn't need other people to feel whole. While the villagers relied on each other for entertainment, validation, and purpose, Benjamin found all of that inside himself. He didn't need a crowd to feel important. He didn't need constant approval to feel worthy. He built a rich inner world, full of thoughts, ideas, and quiet peace. Slowly, something shifted. He no longer felt broken, he felt free. One day, a young man from a neighboring village came up to him. "Why do you live alone?" he asked. "Don't you ever get lonely?" Benjamin paused, then said, "I've learned something about friendship. It's not about how many people know your name. It's about who truly knows your heart." The young man sat down, curious. Benjamin continued, "When I was younger, I trusted too easily. I let people in who didn't deserve to be there, and they hurt me. So now, I watch, I wait, I protect my peace." The young man asked, "But doesn't that make you lonely?" Benjamin smiled softly. "No, it makes me careful. And when I do find someone real, it will mean everything." Years passed. Benjamin never became popular. He never built a large group of friends, but he did find one real friend. Her name was Eliza, a quiet carpenter who had moved to the village after losing her parents. She spoke gently, listened deeply, and never tried to change Benjamin. They didn't talk all the time, but when they did, the words were real, honest, meaningful, peaceful. Eliza understood silence. She understood depth. And she truly understood Benjamin. One real friendship is worth more than 1,000 fake ones. And sometimes, the strongest people walk alone for a little while. If this story touched your heart, if you needed to hear this today, thank you for staying till the end. You are not alone in feeling alone. One day, you'll find your people. Until then, be kind to yourself. You were never broken. You were just different. And different is beautiful.